Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Des Hopkins and I'm back with another video on your screen, and I am so excited, you guys. Super excited because today I actually included you all in the video. I decided to ask you guys for some questions on Instagram and on my Discord, and y'all definitely delivered, okay, to the point where I didn't even get to read them all because I was like, okay, this video is getting too long. No. Okay, so before we start this video though, I have to shout out our collab today, which is with Dossier. Oh my gosh, you guys, when I tell you, it's just something about getting the same effect as a high-end product for a lower, more affordable product. It just does something for me. It makes me feel like I did a little thievery, and I didn't. I'm not a thief. But you guys, when I tell you these fragrances are almost identical, I've compared them to the real thing and I'm just like, what's going on here in the dupe factory? What are y'all doing behind the scenes? Because this smells amazing, especially musky musk. Now, ambery saffron to me is like so potent. Like, you only need a couple sprays. But musky musk you can kind of like get away with because of the musk. And it's very like, it's just kind of sexy, but it's not in your face like ambery saffron. So ambery saffron is a dupe for Baccarat Rouge. Okay. If you know, you know. All right. And then musky musk is a dupe for Juliet Has a Gun. And you guys, when I tell you, I've been wearing both of them, and every time I've walked by, someone's been like, what are you wearing? You smell good, especially at work. And I'm just like, let me put you on. And the thing I love about these fragrances is that you can get 5 for the price of like one high-end luxury perfume. And it's just such a deal, especially with the holidays coming up. And I really want you guys to get into the scent notes, okay? Especially with ambery saffron. Top notes are saffron and orange blossom. Middle notes are jasmine, plum, and cedarwood. And the base notes are oak moss, fir balsam, and amber. Now, that's a lot going on, but when you balance it out with things like this, scents like this, that's why I love the Juliet Has a Gun, because, or musky musk, because it's like sexy, but you can like balance it out. It's very good for layering your fragrances. And so that is really just what I wanted to tell you guys. Go ahead and check them out. The link will be in the description box below. And the holiday season is coming up, so why not get a bunch of perfumes to either try out for yourself or gift to someone else. So let's get right into the video. Alright, so let's start off with the first question. The first question is, being a spiritual person, how do you include that in your influencer career? And I think that I like to kind of treat my influencer career as my real life. And when I say that, I just mean being an influencer is kind of monetizing things that you genuinely love and believe in. It's usually pertaining to like products and brand deals, but I feel like it's more natural and organic when an influencer is just doing what they would normally do, or keeping up with ideals that they already align with in their life. In this case, it's my Christianity, and just sharing that with their audience. So I feel like they're one and the same. So for example, and while I'm doing this, you know, talking your head off, let's actually put some makeup on. But for example, I will, and I've been slacking lately, but in the mornings I will, before I get my day started, I will read a scripture. So incorporating my career with that is, instead of just like reading the scripture and then going about my day, if I really think someone, you know, would benefit from it, or I just loved it, or just, you know, want to share it, because sometimes you're the only Bible somebody, you know, knows and experiences. And I'm saying that, you know, not literally, but just in the way where it's like some people don't experience God for themselves. Some people, you know, like you're the example. And so I'll post a scripture because I'm just like, you know, somebody might have needed this today. Or if I'm listening to an artist that I really like, for example, Alex Jean, Caleb Gordon, Hovey. And if you haven't checked out that video I made where we went to his concert, definitely check it out. There's so many. There's really so many. All I'm saying is that normally I'll just try to like share, because I know, at least for me, it was hard in the beginning finding Christian music that actually like was other than gospel music. Okay, now this is literally just spreading everywhere. But, you know, I don't always want to hear the spirituals and the hymns all the time. I definitely think they're needed. There's a time and a place, and like those things are still beautiful. But like, I'm not working out to how great is our God. I'm just not. I don't want to squat to every praise. You know? All my life you have been... No. I don't want to do that. And if you do that, that's cool. That's cool for you. But as for me in my workout, it's a no. So yeah, I just include my spirituality into my career as organically as I can. I'm not the type of person who, like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm very loud with my Christianity. Not in a sense where it's like I'm ashamed of it or anything, but I kind of just feel like my life will speak for itself. You know, what I say, what I do will speak for myself. So, I don't really, you know, like put myself in a box. Like, I don't think I'm a Christian influencer. I feel like I'm a Christian who does a little influence. I don't know. I'm color corrected with the Fenty Beauty Pumpkin just under my eyes because your girl be tired. Okay. And then we're using the Charlotte Tilbury. I think this is called Perfect Skin. As you can see, like, she gets used. She gets used a lot. And I'm mixing it because I really want like a dewy, bouncy look today. I'm mixing it with the Makeup by Mario foundation. This stuff I love. I love. Now, I did buy it a shade darker than I usually do, which is 24N, but it works, so it's okay. Also, I got these Bottega dupes from Marshall's the other day. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'm gonna see if I can pick some up for my best friend as well. Because if you don't know, I love silver jewelry. I really do. I feel like it just stands out on me more than gold. And so, I'll wear gold jewelry, but it's not my like first choice. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I need that. Plus, this like saved me the time and money from spending, I think they're like $12 to $16 on Amazon. I might be lying, but I just remember seeing it on Amazon and I'm like, okay. All right, y'all. So off camera, all I did was just like prep my eyes with, lately, this has been my jam again. If you have been following me for a while, you know this, her and I, we used to go together real bad, okay? There wasn't a day I went and didn't put her on. And then I just started branching out and forgot about my first love. You know, it's like that sometimes. But I was like, I should call her, you know. Let me stop. Anyway, we're using Too Faced concealer, probably on my face too. I've been using it for complexion. I've just been loving it lately. I really have. And this is in the shade Butterscotch. And before we get into the eyeshadow look, let's go to the next question. So the next question is, how do you manage making content for your numerous makeup deals, excel in school, working out, social life, and in all caps, finding time to stream? Whew, I got tired just reading that. How do I manage? Honestly, I just do what I can. I just do what I can. I've been learning, especially this year, like how much stress can really just take a toll on you if you let it. And just like literally just doing what I can in all areas of life, down to my friendships. Like I'm learning I can't give 100 in everything. It's not realistic. It's not healthy, and it's a unfair standard to put myself at. I think growing up in the background I have, especially being Caribbean, and also just being a black woman in general, we're kind of expected to be the best in everything. We're raised, you work twice as hard and you have to be the best, you know, just to even get like a little bit of what you want. And so I've just let that go, especially this year. I've just let it go. So it's literally, I do what I can. I do have a schedule. I do have my iPad where I plan my days out, my weeks out. I do have things that are always set, so nails are always going to get done. Therapy, I'm going to always have to go to, school schedule, all these kind of things. And I just fit what I need, or I fit what I have where it needs to go. So deadlines I pay attention to, because brands don't just, you know, say, hey, can you do this when you have time? Like that doesn't happen. So I just try to be patient with myself, because at the end of the day, especially with the way my mind is, it's like it has to be fun. Like it has to be fun. By the way, we're going to be using the Remedy by Ari eyeshadow palette as soon as I find a brush that isn't dirty. Yeah, that's just not realistic to, you know, set those expectations for myself. So when it comes to friends and family, another thing too is I have a very great support system in my life. I have so many friends and family that want the best for me, that want me to win, that understand me. Oh, I lied. We were supposed to use this first. Oh, well, it's already done. We'll come back in with this one. We're going to use the shade Happiness. This is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. But I just have so much love in my life. And so I always surround myself with people who support what I'm doing, and I feel like I'm a very good communicator. So, you know, if I can't make something, if I don't have like the energy to do something, or I'm just not feeling it, I have friends and family that understand and they don't push me, and you know, we schedule. I think that's important. And I still recognize that, you know, I still bring value to these people's lives, whether I give them 100% or not. And I think as you get older, you just realize that like everybody has something going on. Like, when it comes to working out, especially these days. Now, I used to work out like almost every other day, but my schedule changed. So that's another thing too. It's like, it depends on what season I'm in. So when I was working out every other day, or like at least 3 to 4 times a week, it was because I was taking a break from school, so I could do that, you know. But now that I'm back working and back in school, it's like, you know, be realistic. I'm sorry about the lighting, you guys. I'm sorry that it's so weird. For lazy girlies like me, I like to use the brush bath from it. From It Cosmetics. All you do is spray the spray on the paper towel and rub it, and it's done. Wowzers. Look at that. And I'm good for mixing my eyeshadow and then getting mad later. Like, come on. What else? So working out, social life, streaming is genuinely fun for me. So that's another thing too. Like I said earlier, these things have to be fun. For me to be consistent, for me to take the time out. And don't get me wrong, like, y'all, I'm probably one of the worst procrastinators you've ever met. But it's like I really don't procrastinate until the last minute. Like, I make the deadline like to the point where it would still be early if I did it, but it's like that's the deadline for me. All right, so the next question is, what do you do to recenter yourself when you feel overwhelmed? A person, place, or thing. I go in the closet and cry. No, just kidding. Why are my hands so dry? Anyway, so my real answer is I isolate myself, but still in a reasonable way. So like you said, person, I go to my therapist. If I'm really going through something and I feel like this is too much for me, I God is like a being, but definitely still a person. I'll go to God, and then I go to my therapist, and then my mom. And if my mom's not available, my best friend. And if my best friend's not available, my uncle. My uncle's not available. Like, it just keeps going and going. So those are the people that I really look to for like comfort. If you're talking about a place, I could have used this like brighter pink. Let's try to put the brighter pink here as well. The bedroom that you guys are in with me right now. It's tailored for, you know, me specifically, but I love the bookstore. It's so calming. I love reading. I love the quiet atmosphere, like the low lighting, the smells coming from the bakery, the jazz music in the back, the neutral tones of like the furniture and all that kind of stuff. Like, I soak that in. So I do that. And then I also, which I'm working on, is I also run to the store. Child, don't let me have a bad day. Now it's time to treat myself. And I do treat myself. So it's like, you should be, but it's like, you know, make sure you're spending your money wisely. Still working on that as well. And then a thing. I don't know, a thing I guess would just be my books. By the way, these are really good questions. Like, I was reading through them and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I love these questions. They're really good. We got to do this again. Okay, so the next question is, what advice would you give anyone on how to become an influencer? Any tips to get attention from brands? So let me start with the first question. If if I could start over, I would have prepared a lot more for the financial aspect of being an influencer. A lot of people don't tell you this, but when you're an influencer, yes, you're making like this great money, and a lot of times it's a lot at one time, but you have to think like about planning your money out. And once you do a brand deal, you don't get all that money instantly. A lot of times it could take up to a month for the brand to actually send it to you, which is standard. And I just wish I would have prepared a lot more to be a business owner, like just learning the logistics, the tax side, even down to like contracts. I've kind of had to learn contracts the hard way, and not in a way where like a brand has tried to play me or anything, but just like learning that I have control over, you know, a lot of things, and there's a way to do things, you know, to make it to where everyone is happy. And so I've gotten, you know, these amazing, beautiful, wonderful, and just opportunities that I'm so thankful for. It's just I would move differently, but you know, that's life, and I'm thankful for the experience that came with it. Hello, lighting. Can we just yeah. So that would be, I think, what was the question? That would be my advice, just to know what you're getting yourself into, do your research, and if you don't know what you're doing, hire someone who does. All right, so now let's do the second part to that question. Any tips from getting attention from brands? Oh, this is a really good question. I'd say the real question though is how to get a relationship with brands, because I think attention is great, but once you build a following, you already have their attention. They're already looking at you, and they're looking at your analytics and all that kind of stuff. But I think gaining a relationship with brands is just a lot more valuable. So I say, when it comes to, at least in the makeup world, but I think this could go with any you know, niche in influencing or whatever, is using products that you genuinely like and always tagging them. A lot of brands that have paid me to do work for them, I was doing work for them for free for years by just tagging them or trying out a new product that they just came out with and making a video on it. Like, those are the kind of things that brands see and they like, because it's like, okay, this is a genuine customer. It's much easier to sell a product to someone when they already like it, when they've already been testing it out. Like, say for example, I've been using the Too Faced actually even better example, I've been using Rare Beauty since the day it came out. And at first I was trying it out, and so I got a lot of views from, I think it was like a YouTube video or something, and then eventually Instagram, because I was just trying it out. Then as I kept trying it out, I started to genuinely love the products. I loved them when I first used them, but then I incorporated them into my daily routine to the point where I was always tagging them, because people want to know where you get the products from and all that good stuff. And so once you're consistently tagging a brand, now you're showing up in their mentions all of the time, and eventually they're gonna hop in the DM. So in my experience, that's how you get attention from brands. And I really advise you to just use brands that you like. Like, don't Don't work with brands that you know would probably like cut the check, because if you don't like them, it's going to be inauthentic, and your audience trusts you to sell them things or influence them to get things that you've already tried. Okay, lighting. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, okay? that's basically it. What I'm trying to say: be authentic, tag them, yeah, and don't be upset if you have to do things for free for a while, because that's just how it is. So a lot of brands now that I work with, I've been using them for a very long time, and that's how I get their attention. So okay, I think I want to bring the lighter pink out even more. All right, you guys, so the next color we're going to use is the shade Aura. It's so pretty. It's like this smoky, warmish brown, but it's still, to me, kind of dark. And we're going to use that in the outer corner of our eye. And let's get started on the next question. So, if you could improve your content, what are 3 big changes you would make? Okay, visually, I do want to upgrade my equipment. I'm not the most like versed in technology. Like, it's crazy because in my family, I'm like the one they call like when there's like a tech issue, but it's like, I just went on Google, you know what I mean? But when it comes to creating content, I would love to just like upgrade it visually. I use my phone for a lot of my content, and like for YouTube stuff, of course, I use a camera. But dang, this is fire already. I'm not even finished. Visually, I would just love to do that and make it look a lot more just professional. But it's weird though, because sometimes like the more professional your content will look, I notice it doesn't always agree with everyone. Like, not everybody likes that, but I don't know. Maybe when I'm grown. When it comes to my gaming content, I would definitely work on my following a little bit more there. Like, I feel like Twitch is it's a wonderful platform, and I'm really enjoying it. Even though I haven't been on it that long, but like the growth has been fast and everything, and I've met like amazing people, and I like how it works, but I wish I had a lot more reach on there. I don't think they're good at getting reach. I think they're good at like, you know, providing a place for your viewers to watch, but like getting your name out there, no. I think TikTok is really like good for that. And so, better camera quality and editing software, being more consistent, and gaining a better gaming following. So I don't put myself in a box anymore. That's another thing I've been learning too with the whole influencer thing. Like, I used to think, okay, you know, like I'll be just a beauty influencer, but I'm so much more than that. Like, I have so many passions and, you know, things that I love and different things that interest me, and I want my content to reflect that, because it's also going to reach different kinds of people. So, you know, I have natural hair. I try to monetize that. I play video games. I try to monetize that. I love shopping and wearing clothes. I try to monetize that. You know, it's back to that first question where you just try to monetize your life organically. And so, yeah. All right, so I bought this Space Cowboy moon dust from the store the other day, and I've been dying to use it. Hold on, let me make sure I'm just not being too excited though because we're talking. Let me make sure everything is like blended how I need it to be. All right, so let's go with Space Cowboy. Ah! Dropping stuff. Also too, I meant to say is like time management is everything. I got up at 8 in the morning. It's 11 something right now. I'm gonna finish this video. I'm gonna go to school because I have to figure some stuff out with them. Edit this video and then stream tonight if I have the time. Look at that. So pretty. I just love anything that glitters. All right, let's put that right here. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna try to relax because I don't want to get it like over here. Oh my gosh, it's so. This is what I live for. This right here. And Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. The next question is, with becoming known, how do you stay true to yourself? I'm known. Becoming known. Am I becoming known? So, I feel like once again, my support system is really, hold on, because that's not, I'm wearing my Skims dress and like my bra doesn't really agree with the dress. Like, I don't know why she made the dress like on the lower side, like I have cleavage like that, but okay, sure Kim, it's fine because the dress is amazing. But you know, when you have to do the awkward like lower the straps thing and like pull it up, that's what I'm doing right now. So anyway, how do I stay true to myself? I don't know. I feel like life humbles me. Like, I feel like life really has humbled me. I don't feel like I'm one of those people where it's hard not to. I try to keep my relationship with God very strong, very personal. I don't really, I know where I've come from and how far I've gotten to get here. So I don't take it for granted. And I think that it's a privilege to have any sort of influence. I think we're all influencers. We all have the ability to influence someone in a positive or negative way. And I think a part of my purpose in life is to influence people in a positive way, whether it is through makeup or conversation or just like bringing joy. I love bringing people joy, and so it keeps me humble just remembering the times that I didn't have joy. And I get so many like beautiful comments and like beautiful people who enter my life, whether it's through the internet or in real life, who tell me my impact on them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know. Okay, sorry, my camera was like, it's too hot in here, so we're back. I did a little bit of makeup, literally just did like my mascara and started my concealer. All I was going to say is that God reminds me that, you know, he has blessed me in a lot of ways. I'm aware that not everybody in this life is fortunate enough to have some of the things that I've been blessed with. Again, they are blessings. They are not things that I have earned, that I deserve, or gotten because I'm special. It's just because I'm a child of God, and, you know, he provides and takes care of me as well as my family. And so I'm just reminded of how important it is to be grateful for what I have. So that just keeps me humble. And we're going to let the concealer dry down a tiny bit more and answer another question. How do you maintain confidence in a beauty industry that has only recently began catering to Black women and women of color? How do I maintain confident? I try not to compare myself, because I feel like comparing myself, and this is something I did in the beginning, so that's why I can say it now, but comparing myself to my other counterparts that are not Black, that are not women, is unfair to myself. Comparison is literally the thief of joy. Like, it can ruin your whole mood, your whole day, and your whole perspective on life. So I think when it comes to social media, I'm confident because I am only competing with myself. And my experience as a Black woman, I think I do a very good job of supporting Black businesses. And I know it's been recent lately, the last couple years, that, you know, they've focused on us, but I appreciate that effort. When I can, I correct it. And I don't give, like, you know, hands out for mediocrity, but I do appreciate the effort. And I think my confidence just comes from hoping that it gets better and seeing, you know, some changes that we're seeing, even though they can be small sometimes. That's where my confidence comes from. Just being myself and doing the best that I can to represent Black women in the best possible way that I can. And even me as a Black woman, I'm not a representative of all of our experiences. Honestly, for a long time, I was the darkest shade. And so, excuse me. I think that just supporting other Black creators like myself, and, you know, helping them get on this platform and supporting them in any way that I can, and just, you know, loving on them as well, it just gives me the confidence to keep going, because I know there's another Desiree in a way, you know, that is watching me, whether she's 5 or 58, you know, it's comforting for someone to see me. And so that just gives me confidence in what I do. And I hope that in the future I can be in a position where I can, you know, make something shake a little bit more. But for right now, this is great. This also says, in what ways do you think the industry could be more understanding or inclusive of brown women? I think the industry just needs to hire us. Like, I don't think it's one of those things where there's a conversation that needs to be had, and you know, like, we need to have more, like, boycotts, and I mean, we still do need to do that, but, like, and not support this brand. I think it's just one of those things where the brands need to like stop trying to guess. Stop trying to like guess and just hire black and brown women or people so that we're represented. Representation to me is so powerful in so many ways. And so I think a company that is really trying to show that, you know, they're supportive of us, they want to cater to us, and, you know, they want our money. So it's like, you might as well hire people that are living out this experience that you don't understand. And so I think that's a start. What has helped you grow your relationship and stay close to God? So what has helped me grow my relationship is prayer and really like spending time with God and learning Him for myself. If you don't know, I pretty much grew up in church my entire life. I got christened, like, you know, my grandparents are pastors. I grew up going to church every Sunday. We did all the things, but I think that is not relationship with God. That is kind of just like honoring God and like fellowship, and, you know, those things are important, but I think what's most important is a relationship with our Father. So what helps me personally is incorporating Him into my life and I don't know if that's the right word, but kind of like humanizing Him in a way, because at the end of the day, He did give us these emotions. Jesus did have emotions. So it's like a lot of times in the beginning of my journey, my idea of God was just so unhealthy. It was like this big, mean, judgmental guy who was like up in the sky just waiting for me to do something bad, and was just really mean to me. And these are ideas that I created from myself or the people around me, and a lot of times church too. I think sometimes some of the most unhealthy ideas that we have of God can come from church, which can really suck. But that's why you have to cultivate a relationship with Him for yourself, so that you know. And I think too, reading the Word of God is so important, because that's how you know who's talking. God is His Word. So it's comforting, like, to just go throughout everyday life and know when I'm having like certain thoughts in my head, if I can point them back to Scripture, it's from God. And just not putting Him in a box has also helped me create a relationship with Him. I used to think like, you know, you could only find God in church. You can only find God, you know, in certain places, and that's just not true. I think before anything else, humanizing Him and trying to figure out who He is. Like for me, I'm very big on finding characteristics of God in the Bible, because then it helps me kind of pinpoint the kind of person that I'm talking to, the kind of person that I'm spending my time with, and then everything else kind of falls together because of what He does for me, who or what like He sends to me. And I think we all too have primary ways that we can communicate with God that we don't always exercise, and those things strengthen your relationship with Him. For example, me, I didn't know for a long time that like I was a dreamer. So like I would dream stuff and then I would just be like, you know, like back on with my life, not realizing like a lot of the times God was communicating something to me that I needed to hear, and I kind of just brushed off. But it's like he will do anything to communicate with his child. He will do anything, and it's because he loves us so much. So did I answer that question? I think I did. That helps my relationship with him. And then what else was it? We're gonna add a little bit more concealer. Throwing stuff. Before I answer the question, we're gonna just add a tiny bit more to highlight. What is your advice on dealing with difficult people in your life? Don't. That's a quick answer. Now, the long answer is do it in doses. There are some people we do have to deal. There are some difficult people that we do have to deal with, like family. And even then, you really don't have to deal with them. But what I mean by doses is I have certain family members where I know my limit, you know, where I'm just like, yeah, after this time limit, I'm ready to get out of your face. I can't stomach it anymore, you know? And it's like, I love you. I want the best for you, but I don't want you in my life. And that's okay, because I'm allowed to set those boundaries for myself, for my peace, for my sanity. I'm allowed to do that. And so I think you just have to choose your hard. You either deal with them and your heart is holding back resentment, anger, frustration, pain, and, you know, outbursts, or your heart is setting boundaries for yourself that protect you in your mind, in your heart, and sometimes your beliefs. So I think you just choose your hard. And back to the short answer, though, it's you. I don't deal with the difficult people anymore. I can't. I have too much going on in my life, and I just value my sanity too much. I think sometimes, too, once you lose your peace, it's over after that. And once you get it back, you fight like, you know, to keep it. And so that's why I say don't deal with them. Okay, next question. What are some things that have helped? What are some things that have helped you grow your confidence and self-esteem? Honestly, God. God, working out, and probably just I just stopped caring like what people thought about me and how people perceived me. I learned the hard way that like how people feel about me, like what they think about me, especially ones who don't know me personally, that's none of my business. If you had the opportunity to talk to your younger self, 10 to 14 years old, what would you say? First of all, I would hug her, bro. And I would say that, oh my gosh, why am I getting emotional? I would say nothing is wasted, and the things that happen to you don't define you. I would say do not rush. Take your time. I would say leave them girls alone because they don't like you for real. And that's okay. You don't have to prove to yourself that you're likable, or you don't have to prove to them that you're likable. I would say so many things, but I would really I'd give me a hug, and I would say, like, stop being so hard on yourself. So yeah. What are your top 5 makeup products? Ooh, this is a really good question. Top 5, top 5, top 5. Rare Beauty blush, the liquid blush. That's what I was supposed to put on. I mean, I could still put it on though, like a tiny bit. I could build it up. Rare Beauty blush, Rare Beauty mascara, Milk Hydro Grip primer, Too Faced concealer, and Fenty Beauty. Dang, can I add another one? I'm gonna add another one. So Fenty Beauty highlighter and skin tint. I'm really now I'm just doing too much. And as of lately, the one size concealer has just been my jam. I definitely did more than 5, but I'm a rule breaker. All right, next question. What is your signature scent or your top 5 perfumes? Okay, I can give you my top 5 perfumes. I can't give you my signature scent because then I just gotta keep some things to myself. As much as I want to give it to you, I can't do that. No, I'm not ready to give that up. I'm not. No, I'm just playing. But I am gonna do the top 5 signature scents. So YSL Mon Petit, Valentino Born in Roma, Marc Jacobs Perfect. I'm literally about to cry because it's just, she's getting so low. Rihanna Kiss, and YSL Libra Intense. I don't know. I don't know if I've faced any real criticism yet. I mean, I've gotten mean comments, but like I don't feel like I faced any real criticism yet. If I'm facing criticism doing this job, it's from a brand telling me they'd like to, like, you know, switch something up, or can you do something like this, or can you change the video the way you did it. But I don't know if I faced any real criticism. I don't think I'm there yet. I know it's coming eventually. I'm a human being, so I know it's coming, but I don't know if I could answer that question properly, unfortunately. So yeah, thanks for the question though. What are some downsides? So getting paid a month later and the algorithm. I'm so over it. Like, I'm so over. Lately, like the last year, I've been quiet quitting. And not even really that, because I've just been like more focused on school and, you know, my mental and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not leaving. Definitely. I'm very dramatic. But the algorithm literally sometimes just makes me want to pull my hair out, because I'm just like, can you please, like, I have X amount of followers and you're telling me you only showed it to 1,000 of them? That's insane. That's insane. That is insane. That's psychotic. So it's just things like that. Sometimes I just can't get over it, and I literally just have to take a step back. But there aren't many downsides. I feel like the good outweighs the bad, and so it's a little bit more manageable. But child, that algorithm, it's not for the weak. What's your favorite makeup hack? Oh, I'm doing it right now. I would say putting pressed powder on after you set your makeup. It just gives you an even more flawless look. It lasts longer, and it just evens everything out. So beautiful. So yeah, I'd say that. Next question. How did you get to the point where you found out what you're passionate about, if you have found it? What steps did you take to find a comfortable spot in your life with yourself and your spirituality? You guys want to know a lot about my spirituality today. So I definitely think I found a couple of my passions, but I don't think I'm even close. I don't feel like I've unlocked all my passions. I feel like the woman I want to be, like, she's there in front of me, but like, I don't know her yet. So I think I need more time to find other parts of my passions, and I'm sure that's coming. But I think if you want to find your passion, go back to things that you loved as a child, that you genuinely love to do, the things that you would do for free, and things that don't feel like they take much energy or work, and that make you happy and you couldn't imagine not doing. So, and then what steps did you take to find a comfortable spot in your life with yourself and your spirituality? I think I just got tired of searching and filling a void that I felt within myself for a very long time. I got tired of filling it with temporary things. I've kind of realized with like finding peace in my life and everything, it's like having a, like, coming to know Jesus is like having a special medicine that you could share with other people that you know would like help cure them, and it's possible to, like, you know, ease whatever is going on in their life. And it's just like having a special cure and using it, of course, on myself, but wanting to share it with other people so that they can also be cured or healed or whatever. And probably didn't explain that very well. All right, so the next question is, what is your favorite cosmetic / skincare brand? What brands would you most want to collab with? So I'm just gonna give you 2 beauty brands, because skincare, I know a lot about it, but I wouldn't call myself an expert, and I basically like gradually use things. Like, I'm not a skincare junkie. So I just say my 2 favorite cosmetic brands are Rare Beauty and Fenty Beauty. I would love to work with them. I've like have a relationship with Fenty Beauty and Rare Beauty, but like, I mean a real collaboration. All right, last question, you guys. What is one memory from your childhood that stays with you, and how did it shape who you are now? Y'all are digging deep. One memory I can think of so vividly is when I was younger, and I spent a lot of time with my grandmother when I was younger. Both of my parents worked a lot, so you know, I was grandma's baby. Okay, so I was at her house a lot of the times, and she is a retired teacher, and she basically taught me how to read. I knew how to read before I got to school. We would do Hooked on Phonics, and her teaching me is literally the reason why I'm so good at reading and writing today. And I think speaking and communicating. I definitely, you know, could like brush up a little bit, especially with the career or degree that I'm going into. But I think just spending hours and hours and hours with her every day. And it was fun to me too. That was another thing too. I remember for my brother, later when he came into the picture, like when he was born, it was not fun for him, but it was like fun. So like I was learning, and then I was also spending time with my grandmother. And if you see my grandmother, that's literally my twin. Like I know what I'm gonna look like when I get older. And we would go to restaurants and we would go to parks, and yeah, it just shaped me to be confident in at least that area of my life. And it's always made me value family. I'm forever indebted to my grandmother. I know she doesn't see it that way, but yeah. Are we done?